Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to another Sherlock Holmes September stream. I will be your host, I guess, your puzzle master, your detective with Wishbone at my side. I am just trying my chat up. Looking fine. The problem is I can't get my chat up before I start streaming. So silly because I do it on my phone. So I have to start streaming before I could get that up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so unprofessional. But yeah, tonight we're starting the next game, The Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Chronologically, this game falls kind of to the later part of the series. So it's this game, then it is the first game I played, if we ignore the Hound of the Baskervilles. Hey. Um, Wait, let me see. Let me see. You do that one. It even works. Um, oh, this is the one I actually think of, but I think it's not working, so I need to fix that. Let me just do that quickly. It's a bit difficult with one-handed. My cat is sleeping on my one arm, so I only have my right hand to work with. But welcome in, Mischievous. Thank you for stopping by. Um, if you at all know, I'm okay. I just have a slight headache still, but I'm feeling lots better since I just like relaxed and had some water. Had a cat sleep on me, jump off, sleep on me, jump off, that type of thing. So, how are you? How's your studies going? If it works now.
We came as soon as we heard.
That's the one. And there's this one.
Oh, so much for making a good first impression.
Oh, skipping tomorrow's lab class. Feeling risky, are we? Uh, this is just for coming in at all any time.
Goodness, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
So yeah, those are just some ones I kind of put up for um like people coming in. I guess first redeems shouldn't be No, it depends on the streamer. Not everyone has a first thing. So I was just trying to. Yeah, it depends on the streamer what they want. The only ones that are kind of basically in the when you become affiliate is basically hydrate, stretch, let me see what the other ones are. Um, highlight my message. Unlock a random subscription emote, I think. Sub emote, yeah. Send a message in sub only mode. Choose an emote. So there's a few that are like given to you. Yes, I am affiliate. Otherwise, I couldn't have redeems or emotes or anything. I'm not a partner. No, I didn't want to close that. Silly me. So affiliate, you get by having more than 50 followers and having I think over a 3-day period or over a time period, you have to get an average viewer count of over 3 people average. And it's 5 things that you have to have streamed for a certain amount of hours and things. But the most difficult part of getting affiliate is the viewer count and the followers. So I got affiliate in January. Started streaming end of October last year. So yeah, I've had a good community. So I'm very happy. Z-Man got affiliate basically a month before me, but he also started streaming a month before me. He's got an even better group. He's got such a great team there with him. So, but yeah, everyone in his streams, basically in my streams as well, we share a lot of the same viewers. So they're just all cutie pies. We love them. All right. So I think guys are gonna look at my giant VTuber tonight because I didn't feel like making the full. Oh no, mischievous! Thank you very much, but you are naughty. See. It open? Yes, there it opens.
What? I was simply going to ask for a teeny tiny glass of water.
Well, that is part of it, but it still feels weird. Hey, Ruby, hey, I would take that hydrate. The problem is, it's on my left-hand side, and Linkle is sleeping on my left arm, so I can't get to my water bottle. But welcome in, Ruby. Oh, thanks, Z-Man. He's giving me the water bottle. Hey, Ellie! It's pretty. Okay. No, the kitty moved now. The moment Z-Man got up, Kitty went after Z-Man. It's not just that mischievous. Me and Z-Man both feel that way about all people who scratch the cat redeem. Okay, I will make that redeem. You just give a shouty for Ellie. Ellie Barrel is a cutie. Thank you, Ellie. I will try to solve the mysteries, and you must have a. It was. It was Linkle.
This person. Yeah, she has a working vagina. Yeah.
She might come back later,
So,
but let's see controls.
Nano machines, son.
Okay.
Whoa, that looks like. I want to play Marvel.
Options. I'm gonna take this down. $720. These games have quite a lot of options for your. Midna doesn't sleep on me normally. Maybe sometimes when I'm sleeping in bed, she will sleep on the pillow next to me because it's the man's pillow. But Midna is more Z-Man's baby. Linko is both of us, and Linko has an affection for certain blankets, and I'm wearing one of the blankets now. So, of course, Ellie will be lurking. Oh, thanks, Ruby. Thanks for the lurk. Day is going okay. Had a headache, but it's getting better. Okay, subtitles. Okay, we got that on. Text language English. Please don't invert camera. Difficulty. Let's make it hard. I've never had a difficulty setting in these games, so let's see. Yep. All right. So they restart for you. All right. As I was saying, so this is fairly late in the chronology. So it's this game, then the secret of the mystery of the mummy. For anyone who watched that far back, that was the one that had inverted controls and that tested my patience. And then the last one in the chronology is the Devil's Daughter, which I will play. Well, I think I'll play that last as well because that is last in the release order as well. Except for chapter 1, which I don't have. So just so you know kind of where this game fits in compared to the other ones. Yes. Hey, Drix! Hello, hello. I'm doing okay. How are you? I'm dead. Oh no. What happened? Yeah, that will do it.
Ow! Ah! What's this? No. Baba. Boop, boop.
Thanks for the loot, Drix. I appreciate it. Good luck with the studies.
Ooh.
Oh, thanks, Drix. Thanks for the kind words.
Oh, look! It's a book! Maybe it's a book about pirates with a treasure map. No, I don't think so. I wish that I had seen through all your lies. Oh, start from the beginning, not the middle.
Yeah, really.
And
Thank
so I
you.
decided to pick up my pen to relate the most disturbing episode of my life thus far.
It all began early one morning in 1898, when Sherlock Holmes invited me to accompany him on a visit to the Marquis of Conyngham.
Someone comments on the fact that they opened a book in the middle and they start reading as if it's the beginning.
Watson, my dear fellow, we can now go and inform the Marquis that we have found the Samoan necklace, and very much faster than Inspector Baines, too, which pleases me.
Have you really solved the theft, Holmes? And so quickly?
I have indeed, Watson, and believe me, it was completely unnecessary to spread out all over London, as our friend Baines thought was best. He likes to boast that his methods are equal to mine, but once again the outcome has contradicted him.
After all these years of accompanying you upon your investigations, I thought that by now I should be reasonably capable of following your train of thought. But in this particular case, I must admit that I don't understand anything at all.
Ah, you see, but you do not observe, Watson. There lies the difference. It is a matter of course.
A matter of course? In the middle of the night, when everyone is fast asleep, the service bell within that room rings out and alerts the servants. They dress quickly and come running, but the door is locked and there is a strong smell of burning from within. A few seconds later, the master of the house himself, the robbed Marchioness's husband, the Marquis of Conyngham, arrives and unlocks the door using the sole key. A fire has started inside the room, but they have managed to arrive in time to put it out. It is at that moment that the Marquis realizes that the famous Samoan necklace, which had been safe within its glass cabinet only a few hours earlier, has now disappeared.
In order to explain, let us confirm my theory before the arrival of Inspector Baines.
They changed the voice actor for Sherlock. Look at the broken showcase, click on it. I don't have a cursor pointer. Oh, there.
This window was cut with a diamond, a clean, discreet piece of work. This is where the necklace was.
See how tiny the hole is, and not one fingerprint upon the window.
Always interact with after clues examined. The icon will turn green. Please move Sherlock Holmes near the left window.
This window.
See how
Hmm?
A mark undoubtedly made by a diamond. Someone tried to cut the glass, but he was interrupted.
Therefore, the thief tried to escape through the window, but he was interrupted.
All the windows are locked. They've not been forced.
Hmm. Go to the chimney, you will see the hand icon, the magnifying glass, but there. You can open your inventory by clicking the right mouse button. Here's our plane.
This window.
See?
Near the piano.
Let us examine the crumpled scores that have fallen off the piano. These sooty prints were left by a tiny hand.
I don't understand why these music scores are covered with soot.
Press R to switch to first person. Don't want that, thank you. By pressing space.
These documents are not very interesting, even though they're addressed to the Minister of Maritime Affairs.
The Marquis himself.
I thought there would be clues here.
Footprints. You are not going to get on your knees to examine them.
There is no need. It is soot. The servants must have trodden in it while they were putting out the fire. Heading towards his chosen escape route, probably the window, the thief knocked over the stool, which then caught fire.
But why didn't he try to put the fire out at once?
Strange. There are some objects here that have been knocked over.
The fire started here, just beneath the bell pull.
Whoever pulled the cord would have had his feet in the fire, unless it
Just
was pulled
wishbones
before the fire started.
Flipped ashtray. Yeah.
The chest wasn't opened. The necklace wasn't in it. A candle. It must have fallen from the chandelier. Not very well kept, this aquarium. I can see a dead fish floating on the surface.
Shame, poor fishy.
This draft screen makes an ideal hiding place.
As the theft was committed at night, I conclude that the thief hid himself behind the draft screen and waited until he was alone in the room. Strange, there aren't any prints, yet I'm sure that the thief hid here.
When the servants arrived at the door, having been alerted by the bell, they saw evidence of the theft and the fire, but they didn't see the thief.
This door is very hard to force. The Marquis is the only person to have the key. The thief could not get out through here until eventually, when the door was opened by the servants.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, you're already here.
Good
You
morning,
have
Inspector. You've
them
arrived just in time.
perfect control of
Scotland Yard
breath and
arrives like
sitting
the
there,
cavalry,
motionless.
always in the nick of
Yep.
time. Ah, but I know that satisfied expression, Mr. Holmes. Have you already solved the case?
It's possible.
we have retraced the thief's rather unusual footsteps. He is a true acrobat. But what I cannot understand is that when the servants entered the room, there was no one to be seen. An acrobat, perhaps, but an invisible one? I do not think so.
The only explanation is that the thief escaped before the servants arrived. I don't know how, but there is no other way.
Half a point for the doctor, nil for the inspector.
I am pleased to see that you find the situation amusing, Mr. Holmes. Very well then, explain.
Dr. Watson was correct when he mentioned acrobatics, but he is mistaken about the nature of the acrobat. As for you, Baines, you're quite incorrect, as the thief was in the room when the servants entered.
Explain, for heaven's sake, Mr. Holmes.
Watson, how could a thief be missed in the middle of 8 men?
I don't know. Because he is very small? Stop teasing us, Holmes.
Exactly, because he is small and remarkably agile.
He is
You're
a
thinking
monkey.
of a monkey?
Yeah.
And a trained monkey at that, without a doubt, a Leontopithecus rosalia from Central America. The animal had been hidden inside the room for several hours, calmly awaiting the signal from his master. Once night had fallen and the room was empty, a high-frequency whistle alerted the monkey that it was time to begin the procedure for which he had been trained. The monkey emerged from his hiding place and used the point of a diamond to open the glass cabinet and steal the necklace. He headed across to the window by the chimney, but knocked over the stool, which in turn knocked aside the fire guard and started the fire. The frightened monkey jumped from the chimney by swinging from the bell pull, thus alerting the house servants. He then went to the window and began to use his diamond to cut a hole, but was interrupted by the staff trying to gain entry via the door, and he panicked again. He ran across the piano, scattering the music scores onto the floor, before hiding inside the chandelier, knocking over a candle. Finally, the servants and the Marquis entered the room, leaving the door open while they put out the fire. It was during the confusion that our agile little thief
Thank
made
you,
his
Mr.
escape
Vis.
through the
I'm
doorway.
stretching.
As simple as that.
A brilliant explanation. Bravo, Holmes.
And the necklace?
No, that's not annoyance.
I can see it from here,
It's
my
good to
friends.
stretch every
It's
now
right
and
in
then.
front of us.
We
I've
have
been sitting
searched
for
the
a long
room from
time.
top to bottom, Holmes. How were we unable to find it?
Because we paid insufficient attention to the only victim of this affair.
What victim? No one is dead?
Yes, Watson, a poor goldfish whose destiny
I am
was
so
to die,
frustrated I could just
crushed by one of the
scream.
most precious necklaces in England.
The aquarium is just beneath the chandelier.
I'm sorry you're
I
frustrated,
understand.
mischievous.
The little monkey had likely hung the necklace around its neck and lost it when he leapt from the chandelier. The jewels fell into the aquarium, where they remain now. Marquis, here is your necklace, intact, just a little wet.
Mr. Holmes, this brilliant demonstration does credit to your reputation.
Thank you so much, Marquis. Do you wish to verify the authenticity of your jewel?
No, I recognize it. I have spent many hours admiring it, you know.
Good.
I
will
forgot to
return
change
it
the
with
name on the
box,
book. I'll do
and
that now.
Inspector, a bank has just been held up. You must follow me at once. Orders of Scotland Yard.
What times?
Sirs, duty calls. My regards, Marquis. And well done again, Mr. Holmes.
There, the necklace is in its box. We've lost enough time here. Let's go home, Watson.
Ah, very well, as you wish. A good day to you, Marquis.
With pleasure, gentlemen. And once again, thank you.
Sorry, I'll change this now once the cutscenes are done.
this morning's newspaper. Holmes, have you read this article about you?
No, Watson, not yet, and I won't have time to.
Read it before you leave. It's outrageous.
If you insist.
There we go. Sorry, I forgot to change that name. Go. I'll have to watch that a bit later. Sorry, mischievous. Save here. Oh, they auto-save. Ah, brilliant. Finally, the game start auto-saving. September 1898. Globe Explorer newspaper. Sherlock Holmes at the home of the Marquis of Cunningham. The investigation is a fiasco. Yesterday, the celebrated detective Sherlock Holmes was invited to the manor of the Marquis of Cunningham to supply his conclusions. Following his investigations into the disappearance of the priceless Samoan necklace, it should be recalled that the lady called in the detective after the police appeared flummoxed in the face of astonishing circumstances surrounding the theft. Indeed, the valuable piece of jewelry disappeared while the door of the room in which it was displayed was locked. The alarm was raised by the servants, alerted by the room service bell ringing out during the night. When the Marquis, the only person in possession of the key, opened the door, everyone rushed in to extinguish a fire that had started before it was noticed that the necklace had mysteriously vanished. The most astonishing factor is that no thief was found within the room, and all the exits were closed. As usual, Mr. Holmes resolved the case by in the twinkling of an eye, and the jewel was recovered. I will not waste my time on the various explanations as to the disappearance, because I would prefer to draw your attention, dear readers, the last sleep well, Ruby. I know you're doing it for later, Bucko. Am I Bucko now? Oh, thanks, Ruby. Thank you for the well wishes. Sleep well. I hope you get good rest.
What? I was simply going to ask for a teeny tiny glass.
And I will take a teeny tiny sip. Thank you, Ruby. Draw your attention, dear readers, to the last surprising developments in the case. Following the departure of Sherlock Holmes, who placed the necklace in the safe himself, the Marquis noticed that the jewel was nothing but a poor copy of the original. Let it not be forgotten that the Samoa necklace, although plain and without ornament, is unique because of the rarity of its pearls. Pearls which are only found in a small part of the lagoon of the archipelago of the same name, and to which scientists attribute the exceptional quality of the strong density of the crystal of aragonite that they made of. The priceless necklace, brought here at the beginning of the century by Lord Fenton Arwick, the Marquis's grandfather and an eminent explorer, should have been part of the daughter's dowry for her marriage to the Duke of Newcastle. So I am going to place a simple question. Should we not, in all open-mindedness, ask ourselves if the necklace was not simply and deliberately exchanged for a fake by Mr. Holmes himself? I am aware, dear readers, that the brutality of this question, without any preconceptions, may certainly shock some of you. Night-night. But the facts are there, and our thoughts and judgments should not be confused with the regard which we all share for the famous detective. It is not the first time that the Globe Explorer has expressed its reservations as to Sherlock Holmes' methods. Do not forget our counter-investigation into the escape of Arsène Lupin, the Frenchman who took malign pleasure in tarnishing the image of our royal family and who, by lucky chance, managed to escape capture by Mr. Holmes. At the time, we did not hesitate to consider a tacit complicity on the part of the latter. For those who are familiar with Mr. Holmes, it is quite apparent that his character traits show more of the opportunist and brilliant usurper than that of an altruistic defender of the law. I would draw the attention of our readers to the suggestion that the description of this gentleman provided by his friend, Dr. John Watson, through his stories is a long way from the truth. Indeed, his behavior is derisive, contemptuous, haughty and offensive towards the police, and in particular towards Inspector Baines, replacing Inspector Lestrade, who is currently convalescent, and an habitual abuser of narcotics such as heroin and cocaine. This is why, dear readers, it is important to disregard Sherlock Holmes' good reputation in order to form an objective opinion and ask the pertinent questions. Was the necklace that Holmes found already a fake? If that is the case, why did he not mention it? And why should he insist on placing it back within the safe himself? Has the detective some unsavory interest in this affair? Or is it a simple case of deceit in order to steal the extraordinary Samoan necklace? It is up to you, dear readers, to form your own opinions. But you can count upon your humble servant to continue revealing to the public the doubtful methods and motivations of one in the future I shall not hesitate to call Sherlock Holmes the usurper. To be continued. O Farley. Then the ancestry of Prince Woodville recognized. The Lords Committee, set up in order to verify Prince Woodville's legitimacy, made its conclusions public last night. Without surprise, the prince's title was confirmed, as rumors suggested. In return of an unfavorable opinion by the committee, the prince would have abandoned any claim to the inheritance of the present royal family as well as any political activity. The young man, now aged 28, read history and law at Oxford with a diploma in philosophy. He spent most of his childhood in France, where he acquired a considerable knowledge of the culinary arts. For those who might think this is a handicap when integrating into the British high society, let me remind you that he is also outstanding on the polo field and plays the bagpipes quite beautifully. Finally, we should add that lately he has become actively involved in charity work and aiding the poor. J.B. Good.
Prince Woodville, French culinary expert and bagpipe player, might be our next king. That's not so shocking, my dear fellow.
You know exactly to which article I'm referring, Holmes. How can Farley dare to tarnish your reputation like that?
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines. The door's open.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. How did you know I was here?
You are one of our rare visitors who avoids the second-to-last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Have you read that rag?
Inspector, I assume that you have the fake necklace with you. It's why you're here. Your superiors would like me to examine it.
Indeed. They would like you to confirm or deny putting this fake in the box.
Can't that wait? I must go to the house of Lord Peregrine Maitland, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
Inspector, can you explain this slander? Has the necklace of the Samoas really been replaced by a fake?
I don't know how the reporter got hold of the information, but it's true. About the necklace, of course. I wouldn't permit myself to question the integrity and honesty of Mr. Holmes.
The necklace is a forgery? Impossible! I saw the Marquis authenticated before my very eyes, before Holmes returned it to its place.
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. He's a freelancer, well known for his explosive and subjective articles. In any case, the Marquis assures us that you were the last person to have the necklace in your hands.
Let's return to the Marquis's house, Holmes. I'm sure that we'll have no trouble in taking apart this theory.
It is unnecessary. Such allegations collapse on their own, like one of Mrs. Hudson's soufflés. Let us leave the police to solve this problem and turn our attention to the matters in hand.
Perhaps you are right, Holmes.
Sorry, stream. I'm just waiting for Linko to get comfortable because I can't see my screen. Are you happy? Is that your spot? Can you sleep there? Table away a bit. Can I bring you some cookies and cream, madame?
And the Marchioness?
She is beside herself. Without the necklace, her marriage is compromised. It is the principal item of the young woman's dowry.
What a lovely marriage. Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewelry?
Watson, I have an appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
It will only take you a couple of minutes. You really must quell the suspicions put forward in this appalling article. If you will allow me, Inspector?
Be my guest.
Very well.
I have to change the way it works.
This pearl is a different color. These 3 pearls are of poor quality. This pearl is too small. It is not in its place here. Too many defects. This necklace is a fake. This is nothing but a vulgar copy, and at a glance it would appear that the forger has intended for it to be seen as such.
How could we have been fooled by such a blatant imitation? I don't understand.
Yes, how is it possible? Holmes, do you have a theory about this?
I have absolutely no idea. You insisted that I examine the necklace, and I have done so. Now it is important that I keep my appointment. I'm sure, Inspector, that you will throw some light on this affair.
Holmes.
You may accompany me, Watson, if you care to do so.
Goodbye, gentlemen. I'll keep you informed as to my inquiries.
Goodbye, Inspector. You mentioned a bishop, didn't you? Are we going to his home?
Yes, the Bishop of Knightsbridge. I put his address on our map of London on my desk. Would you get it for me, please?
All right, Holmes. And this is how my dear friend and colleague treats his clients' letters. Hospitals and dispensaries in London. The work table, where Holmes analyzes things. The I have found your map.
Sorry.
The police? Already? How did you know?
May we see the Bishop of Knightsbridge?
Yes. Yes, of course. But come in.
What has happened, Reverend?
What?
I don't know. It was last night, I think. I only just arrived, and I have made this macabre discovery. My God. How horrible. I haven't called anyone. How did you know that?
Holmes, look!
The Bishop, appallingly mutilated.
How dreadful.
Mutilated. And killed. He was such a good man. How could anyone be so brutal? Look at him. He is barely recognizable now. How could any of God's children be responsible for that?
They were evidently unworthy children, Reverend. Now do please try to calm yourself and focus, because we will need your assistance. Do you have any idea as to the motive behind this?
I haven't had time to do an inventory, but nothing appears to have been stolen. And anyway, His Excellency didn't own anything of great value. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Note this down, please, Doctor.
Doctor? But you aren't the police?
No, Reverend. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We are here at the request of the Bishop.
In that case, I must ask you to leave, and not to touch anything. I must get in touch with the authorities without further delay.
Reverend, when the inspectors of Scotland Yard find themselves at a dead end, which they quite often do, I assure you, then they turn to me for help. If you will allow us to continue our investigation, then you shall have the answers to all of your questions.
Out of the question! I don't even know you! I'm going to call the police, whether you like it or not.
It would be better for everyone, Reverend, if you kept your temper. Watson, are you taking notes? This affair promises to be a complex one. Therefore, we must not overlook the slightest detail.
Yes, Holmes. I am keeping a meticulous set of notes. I have created a very clever deduction board. One thing we can be sure of at the moment is that this crime was not for gain. The Reverend has informed us that nothing valuable was stolen, and indeed, it would seem that the Bishop had nothing of any worth to take.
Very good, Watson. Do continue.
Bishop didn't own.
This stove is filled to overflowing. There is blood on this paperweight. A bottle of whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt.
A broken bottle of whiskey. However, the Bishop of Knightsbridge was known for his sobriety. It would seem that the brutes who tortured the bishop to death were intoxicated with alcohol.
Don't make assumptions.
The fingers have been crushed and violently struck. The fingers have...
His stomach is covered in scratches. Quite evidently, they weren't made recently.
So, these wounds were not made by his murderers. A piece of rope that was used to tie up that poor man. His forearms have been ripped, pieces of skin have been torn off. What do you think, Watson?
I'd say that he was eaten alive. Yet I've noticed a curious degeneration of the skin tissue around the wounds.
Acid, maybe?
You can see by his expression that he suffered terribly.
His mouth is covered in blood, and I can make out strips of skin between his teeth. My dear friend, everything points to this man having gnawed at his own forearms.
That's unbelievable, Holmes. His chest has been lacerated, I would say, with a very sharp and fine blade.
A finger. Apparently it doesn't belong to the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
How dreadful.
These burns are terrible.
His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he wears a size 9 shoe.
You? But what does it matter, Holmes? This poor man was tied just below the knees.
To stop him from walking, certainly, but mostly to free his feet.
My God, Holmes, this man was horribly tortured.
Something is missing here.
Oh, yes? And what might that be?
His shoes. Watson, his shoes are missing. The picture of Peregrine Maitland, commander of the infantry brigade of Her Majesty's Guards at Waterloo.
The Bishop of Knightsbridge has the same name as his ancestor, an illustrious family.
I need something. These traces reveal that the thieves tried to open this chest. Reverend, I'm missing something, an implement with which to open this chest. Could you...
No, go to the devil!
What are you afraid of, Reverend? What is inside the chest?
I'm not afraid of anything. In fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to anyone, it will be to a representative of the law and no one else.
What? I was simply going to
Hey,
ask for
Papa
a teeny
Zeus.
tiny glass of water.
Thank you for the hydrate. How are you doing, Papa Zeus? I don't know how you do it, Papa, but you never in my chat log that I can like use the @ to shout you out.
There's your no scope, and there's your quick scope. And here's a 360.
A surgical scalpel.
And for the grass of water.
There isn't
okay?
any doubt. The wounds on the bishop were administered with this scalpel.
Sorry, I have Linkle on my arm again. So I will take that hydrate just when she decides to get up again. On the scalpel, why would they leave it?
Closed. The veranda door hasn't been forced. Strange. Reverend, might I have the key?
No! You have no authority here. Let me call the police.
Perhaps we should listen to him, Holmes.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this, Watson. This door has not been forced. Where does it lead, Reverend?
To His Excellency's room. There is just a mattress and a stool.
The bishop's bedroom. It is very austere. Nothing in particular here. It is impossible to get out.
A whip?
No, it is a discipline for self-flagellation. It's a cilice designed to bruise the person wearing it. The bishop wore it as repentance. This very pious man must have had the habit of mortifying his flesh as a means of repentance.
Okay.
This metal rod is for fastening the chilice. I am missing some information. The picture of Peregrine
The bishop...
Hey, Papa. Papa Zeus. Papa Wolf. Yeah, he punished himself. He was a bishop, so it was his repentance. How are you doing, Papa Wolf?
Not that long.
Oh dear, what
So
have we
surprising
stumbled
about it.
upon?
Oh god, no. Oh no, no.
Just now. Was that Sonic?
Amy Rose
You know
noises.
Sonic?
Okay. Okay. Amy Rose is sus.
A broken phial and blood near the neck.
What a strange smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think.
You have no right to search here.
Oh dear.
What should we do next, Holmes?
I cannot leave now. Closed. 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 Closed.
Okay, thank you, Sherlock. I know it's closed. And there. The bishop's shoes are missing. Veranda wasn't searched. Murderers were looking for something specific. The wrong person. Bishop took the murderers by surprise? Don't know. Murderers were unable to open the knife yet. Penitent. Bishop was mortifying himself. He was used to pain. The bishop. The murderers were unable to open the knife. Didn't get what. So maybe. I think I'm missing something here, that's why. Bishop moved himself. Some broken floors has flooded its top. Made the bishop drink blood. Murderers made the bishop drink the contents of the tortured the bishop with broken glass. I think so. It feels like I want to lift up the mattress. I don't want to. Oh, something here on the wall. Not important.
There is blood on this paperweight. This paperweight was used to crush the victim's fingers. A bottle of whiskey.
A broken...
I need something. Impossible to open it. Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you noticed these prints upon the ground?
I have not.
Well, yes, those muddy marks.
See here, Watson. Footprints can often provide more vital information than the very best of informants.
Yes, if you know how to make them talk, that is.
It's child's play, Watson. We will begin by excluding the contaminating prints, which are yours and mine from where we came in, and those of our dear Reverend who was so impatient to call the police. A fragment of stone. Peculiar. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. This print came from an expensive pair of shoes, and it seems recent. It is not a labourer's shoe. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Well-worn shoes with an odd pattern on the soles. Size 9.5. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9. Size 9. Size 9.
How many criminals were there? This one, 9.5.
Size 9.5.
9.
Size 9.
There's one.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start. Perfect. We now know that there were 3 crooks.
What do the footprints revealed? One man joined those who were already in the room. One man left the room wearing different shoes. One man was carried so as to not leave footprints. All men left the room jumping on one leg. Those 2 fit together. They do not. They're all right-handed. Said there were only. Okay, so this one came in and that one went out.
Strange but true. One of the crooks was wearing a different pair of shoes when he left here. Therefore, we have 3 men who came in and left again, but one of them was wearing a different pair of shoes from the ones which he came in with.
So, all we have to do is look for a workman who likes Italian shoes.
Oh, that's simple. I don't know what it means if just he pops up and there's no more clues. One left the murderer, left in the shoes. One of the murderers were during the... One of the murderers came back for... Murderers searched the... Murderers wanted to steal from the bishop. This one into group. Nice glasses. Thanks, Papa Zeus. It's to help me see better, to detective better.
Perfect. It is evident that the Bishop of Knightsbridge's killers were after something specific, and that they did not find it. Reverend, I shall ask you one more time. Open the chest. The item they were seeking must still be inside. It is unlikely that they will let this matter rest. They will most certainly return to finish what they started.
And I'm telling you once more, the chest is locked and shall remain so.
Very well. We have reached an impasse. You are a stubborn man, Reverend. Watson, accompany our friend to the police station and return with Inspector Baines. Baines and no one else. I shall wait for you here. Go. Alone at last. Now I can continue my investigation.
Hmm?
This lock should be easy to pick. Let's see.
Oh, lovely.
There we are. It is simplicity itself. There isn't anything much in this room. It must be used as a reading or meditation room. This inkwell was tipped over recently. Apparently, someone wanted to hide this statue. This horse resembles a large chess piece. There is a message underneath this statue. Let's see.
What a lack of imagination. Use your passion for chess. The last square on which the knight will place himself after having covered all the others will be the right one. I love you.
This message was written by a woman, but for whom was it intended? Interesting, this chess game. An ink stain, quite fresh. This stain is just on the edge of the rug. Let's see. There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug. There is nothing.
Someone will pick up the...
I am missing some information. I need something.
Bishop in the front. Do with...
There is blood on this paperweight. A bottle of whiskey. This stove. This stove.
Can't look at the bishop anymore, so I'm guessing I've got everything.
Alone at last. Now I can continue my investigation.
Bye, Linkle. Alright, now I can do my hydration. There you go. weekly. It's okay.
This inkwell was... There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug. There is no...
Rex. To do Rex. To the carpet itself. Wait. The carpet's similar. Why is something that is like obvious in my head not obvious in the game? Like they switched it to carpets because you wouldn't see the veranda one as easily as the one here. Yeah, I'm missing something. Because I am certain that ink stain on the tiles will be under that carpet then.
There is blood. A bottle of whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt. A bottle of whiskey.
I am pixel hunting now because use your passion for the chest, the last square on which the knight will place himself after having covered all the others will be the right one. So the knight, it is it like knight. So you will stand either here and here or here. That's both are white square. Oh well. I think bottom will be white chess piece, top will black piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. 1, 7. Interesting. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 14,
I am missing some information. I need some.
There needs to be.
The bishop's bedroom. It is impossible to get out.
Close the door.
There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug.
Yes. What does that tell you? Wakey, wakey up there, Sherlock.
There is nothing on the floor.
How am I stuck so early in the game?
Nothing of interest here. It's a Celeste. Nothing of interest here. My best. All right. Very ridiculous. Because I'm pretty sure I know what the next step is, but oh wait, that's how you. Now I know how to use Sixth Sense without it being at the top. If I miss. Random.
What? He doesn't respond to anything about the rug.
An
Oh my
ink
goodness.
stain. The ink stain on the floor comes from the ink on the rug, but they are not in the same place. Someone has moved the rug recently.
Okay.
The ink stain... That is curious. There is something strange on the floor. Certain stones have been marked out, just like a chessboard.
Oh.
That... I need something. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
Stones. You don't F with the stone, Luigi.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
It's a stone, Watson. Yeah.
That's not right. Start again.
Coming back, Lincoln.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
That has to be.
That's not right. That's not right. Start again.
Closer.
That's not right. Start again.
Yeah, I made a face that time.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
Not on the keyboard. Nothing happened. Oh no, that you just press off your key. PC. You just walked all over my keyboard. Tinkle. I don't know what's with her tonight.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
I think I need someone with analytical skills here. Sure. I'm glad. I'm sorry, sweetie. We really need to put something over that. Oh, but something like permanent.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start again.
Hope that didn't turn off your...
That's not right. Start again. This last piece should be...
I accidentally it.
There is blood. A bottle.
It would seem that
The thing...
his...
So... The... His...
I'd...
A piece of...
His feet. You. This poor...
To stop it. These...
My...
A thing...
How... His chest... You can...
His mouth, my dear.
That's...
Something is missing.
Oh, yeah?
His... A broke...
What is...
I need... These traces... Reverend...
No!
What are you
I'm not
Around keeping...
A whip?
No. This... It's a cilice. This very... The bishop... This door has...
To His Excellency's room.
It is closed. The veranda...
No!
Perhaps
you should let me get on with this, Watson.
A surgical scalpel covered in blood. There isn't any doubt. The wounds on the bishop were administered with this scalpel. What do you think, Holmes?
Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you noticed these prints upon the ground?
Well, yes, those muddy marks.
See here, Watson.
Yes.
We will begin. Hobnail boots like those worn by a fragment. Well-worn shoes with hobnail. This print came from an size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9. Size 9. Perfect. Strange but true. One of the crooks was wearing a different pair of shoes when he left here. Therefore, we have 3 men.
So,
Perfect. It is evident that the Bishop of Knightsbridge's killers were after something specific, and that they did not find it. Reverend, I shall ask you one more time. Open the chest. The item they were seeking must still be inside. It is unlikely that they will let this matter rest. They will most certainly return to finish what they started.
And I'm telling you once more, the chest is locked and shall remain so.
Very well. We have reached an impasse. Alone at last. Now I... This lo... There we are. It is simplicity itself. There isn't anything much in this room. It must be you. This ink... Apparent. This hall. There is a this message... An ink stain, quite fresh. This stain is just on the edge of the rug. Let's see. There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must have soaked through the rug. An ink stain. The ink stain on the floor. That is curious. That is curious. I need something.
yeah, the
That's not right. Start again.
closest I come, so
That's not right. Start again. That's not. That's not right. That's not right. Start again.
oh.
That's not right. That's not right.
Mhm.
That's not. That's not right. Start again. That's not right.
One is almost there.
That's not right. Start again.
We're so close.
That's not right. Start again. That's not right.
Feels like I'm getting the pattern and then... Oh.
That's not right. That's not right.
So... Got it. Yes.
This last piece should be the good one. It will have to be pulled free.
Reverend's hidden letters. 24th April, my love. What a beautiful spring, and what a marvelous day, our dear youngest child's birthday. Every moment is so precious as our child blossomed, and without a doubt he will soon be talking. I'm sure that his first words will be for you. He misses you so much, as do I. Are you sure you cannot get away Sunday after Vespers? I thought that 14 September. My darling, I know that you think I'm insistent, but we absolutely must legitimize our union. We cannot live in sin all our lives. 3rd March. Rest assured, my dear, that I understand your position is not easy. But have you thought about ours, the children's and mine? I cannot allow our children's future to be compromised. Think about it, my love. What is a so-called scandal next to the well-being of your family? We must become husband and wife legally to form a real
A packet of letters addressed to the Reverend. They were written by a woman who mentions his illegitimate children. Their affair isn't official. Perfect. I have you now, my wayward Reverend. Ah, Watson, you were gone a terribly long time, and Inspector Baines isn't with you?
I'm afraid not, Holmes. We were unable to find him.
Dr. Watson would not allow me to contact any inspector other than this Baines. What manners! I am a man of the church.
My dear Reverend, I notice that you are a chess lover. I trust you will excuse me, but I am never able to resist the appeal of a half-finished game.
You are an expert at chess. Very well, then. What do you want now?
As you might have guessed, resolving your small chess problem has allowed me to discover some very interesting letters.
Letters? What do they say?
Reverend, why hide these letters here and run the risk of the bishop finding them?
Holmes, what's in the letters?
Not now, Watson.
Where else could I have hidden them? My own chambers are too austere. They could offer no cover. I knew, however, that His Excellency, may he rest in peace, would not notice my game.
The contents of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's chest interest me greatly. Give me the elements you hold, Reverend.
Out of the question.
With the bishop no more, you are therefore the apostolic director of the diocese, are you not?
Well, yes, but only until someone else is appointed.
I am certain that the Honourable Bishop of York, whom I have the privilege of knowing well enough for him to listen to what I have to say, would recognize your qualities for the post.
If I receive new responsibilities, it will be through my faith and devotion, nothing else.
I am a gentleman, and it would distress me to be obliged to pass this correspondence across to your superiors.
Holmes, I know that the end justifies the means, but allow me to express some reservations about how you are proceeding.
You say you're a gentleman, but I hear nothing but the words of a blackmailer. The stems that you are looking for are scattered about this room. Manage by yourself.
You have no right to search here.
This stove is filled to overflowing. It is impossible to get out. I am missing some information. I need something. Impossible to open it. I am missing some information. The bishop's bed.
Not diagonally.
I need something.
Egg.
There is blood on this paperweight was used.
You have no...
This I cannot leave now.
Yes, the only thing. Look, really?
You have won.
Evidently, as I always do. What are you able to tell us about the Bishop of Knightsbridge's last days? Did anyone come to visit him? Did he seem worried, anxious? Do not omit the smallest detail.
His nephew came to see him yesterday at His Excellency's request. I found this visit a little peculiar because the young man rarely visits his uncle.
Do you know why that might be? Were they on bad terms?
I don't think so. It's rather a consequence of his work. The young man is employed within the archive section of the Royal Library, which doesn't leave him with a lot of free time.
Do you know the reason for his summons?
No, but the conversation was very heated. It only lasted for a few minutes and ended with the nephew in a terrible rage.
Interesting.
I've answered your questions. Will you now let me contact the authorities?
I'm afraid not, Reverend. Not just yet. All right, now we can open the safe.
out. Good. Come on. Start going diagonally. Diagonally. Oh.
Now I can open the chest.
Finally.
Here we are. I am eager to discover what remarkable treasure could justify such an act of barbarity.
Extraordinary.
This chest is impenetrable. How is it possible? No one other than the bishop should be able to open it.
You open the chest with disconcerting ease, Holmes.
I've seen and heard quite enough. This time you won't stop me.
Catch him, Watson.
What the? But why?
Run, Watson. Hurry.
He's escaped. I hope that your motivations are founded, Holmes. I don't much like skirting around the edges of the law like this.
It is annoying. Let's leave without delay.
What have you found in the chest, Holmes? What in there is so precious for these men to commit such terrible acts?
The Reverend was telling the truth. Nothing important was locked inside the chest, apart from a few religious items which are hardly worth stealing.
So, we haven't made any headway. Perhaps the police will.
By the time the police arrive, we shall be a long way from here, Watson. We are leaving.
We have crossed London at a breakneck speed. We could have knocked someone over, and naturally I had to pay the cabbie out of my own pocket.
Watson, stop complaining. We have to analyze the clues found at the bishop's house. There is something written on this scalpel. I should clean it. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. I can't do that. Ah, I can make out WCCH. What do the initials stand for? How many hospitals are there in the Whitechapel area, Watson?
If we count public dispensaries, enough to keep us busy for an entire month. Did this scalpel come from a hospital?
Yes, as the initials WCCH engraved upon it show us. We must think on how best to deal with this. We do not have the time to investigate every hospital in Whitechapel. I have cut a small piece off the rope. That should be enough. A lot of fragments of black stone are wedged into this rope. Their color seems unnatural, but they are too small for me to examine them. Black and damp earth. This rope is only worn on one side. This rope... I can't do that. 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 This fragment of stone is very smooth, and it seems to be of a peculiar quality. I shall have to strip it with one of my products. This stone appears to be the same as those found within the rope's fibers. This stone is granite covered in black paint. The fragments found in the rope and this piece of granite come from the same place. I can't do that. Black and damp earth under the nail. Interesting. Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I'd say of incisors and a canine. I must compare the samples of earth that I found. I can't do that. Tooth marks, fragments of skin, a phalanx. This finger wasn't cut
Bite
off.
marks on
It
this
was ripped
severed
off.
finger. I am afraid of the significance.
The thieves didn't get what they wanted. When they were faced with the bishop's refusal to cooperate, one of the gang shook his finger at him to indicate that he was responsible for his unfortunate state.
And the poor man, whose head was the only part of him not bound by ropes, bit the finger violently enough to sever it. An uncommonly savage act.
Watson, I am certain that when we have explained the reasons behind this sudden bestiality, we will have revealed a larger part of the mystery. I must compare the samples of earth that I found, and if I mixed this earth with another substance, now it must all be stirred. The samples of earth taken from beneath the fingernail and from the ropes originate from the same place.
How do you know?
It took just a little water to analyze the consistency. The soil has retained its moisture, even though there hasn't been rain in London for over a week.
This soil could come from the bank of a river, or somewhere where the evaporation is slower. A mine, perhaps, or a trench.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are 12 miles away, so I would rule that out also. I would therefore conclude your last theory to be nearer the mark.
A trench?
A pit. Watson, bring me your register of the London hospitals.
Studying the scalpel has given you an idea, then?
Indeed.
I'll get it. General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me. Hospitals and dispensaries in London. I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Here is the section showing Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages during our investigation into the Ripper, which might prove useful. All we need to do is to find a hospital or a public dispensary near a location where pits have been dug and black granite has been used.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished my analysis. I need something.
Rope is only one side. Damp earth is like the pillars. Oh. Fragment of ground. From a monument painted. Oh. Earth and from a building. Earth and stone of a pit near a monument. Earth and fragment of ground. Okay. Rope and fragment. Grave, earth, rope and fragment. From building under stairs. From tombstone manufacturer. Whitechapel Clinic is near too. Whitechapel Clinic is near construction. There's a near a cemetery, near a tombstone factory, near a memorial, large repair site, granite quarry, and warehouse.
I am missing some information. I haven't finished.
Oh, 660. Right. Oh.
I am missing some information. I haven't finished my...
Maybe there's a...
I am missing some information.
I mean, I have no shame in looking, because this is like a thing of it.
I am missing... Now I can make the right decision.
I'm pretty sure I had that, but anyway. I didn't even, like, the picture didn't even load. I just said place it is, and I thought it was the cemetery, but...
The public dispensary number 4661. It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson. The murderer with the missing finger must work in the cemetery, or at least visit it. He could have taken a rope, one of the type they use to lower the coffins into the graves. The granite is minute particles of tombstone.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a scalpel from the dispensary opposite.
Alright, that's enough. Right? Oh. Right. My great message. Thank you so much for everyone who popped by to say hello. Those of you who are lurking, I really appreciate it. It was really fun having you here. My headache actually, strangely enough, went away while playing, which I didn't think was possible, but yeah. Right. But let's see. I don't have anyone that I'm lurking. Because my internet was being very, very weird. Or my PC. I blame both. So let's see who can raid. Oh. many cuties. You know what? I think I'm gonna go if they are still streaming. Very cool. Yeah. All right, let's go show some love. Let's say thank you to Real Souls, Lord Casero, Stab Addict, Papa Wolf, AOK, Morgan, Mercy, and whoever else might be here that's not in the chat log. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. And until we see each other again, please stay safe, stay beautiful, and remember that you are loved. I love right very much. Bye bye for now.